they'll come up with some type of slogan. They'll put a slogan out there and you grab hold to it. How many of you that had someone testify and said you weren't going to have no trouble in 2017? Now you just call that pastor or that prophet up and just let them know you're a lying prophet, because the Bible said many are the afflictions of the righteous, but God shall deliver you out of them all. So regardless of how many prophecies or great things that are going to come, you still going to have some trouble.
Yes, you are.
You're still going to have some disappointments. You're still going to have some situations that will be faced in your life. And if God does not help you, then you won't be able to stand. Hebrew here, he begins to talk and he says, thank God for our little nieces that came in. God bless you, Brother Al, bringing them over here. Judge Moore, bless you all for bringing them out today. Listen, we have a story here in Hebrews, the 12th chapter. Hebrews, the 12th chapter. He's encouraging them and telling them to run this race and to run it with patience. And you got to know that this race of life is a lengthy race.
Yes, it is.
The Bible said the youth shall faint and the young men shall utterly fall, but they that wait upon the Lord. While you're running this race, you got to run it with patience. You can't just take off and just run it in a hurry. You got to be mindful that things do not come overnight. You got to work. You got to put time in. You got to have patience. And here he says, run the race with patience. He said, and not only run the race with patience, you got to set aside every weight and every sin that so easily beset you. And if any of you have ever noticed or watched track before, a track, or you've been to a track meeting, the track runner comes out, he has on all type of gear, he has on a jacket, he has on earphones, he has on the nice tennis shoes. But when that runner begins to prepare himself for that race, the first thing he got to do, he got to take off some of that stuff.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to make it in 2019, some of the stuff you had in 2018, you got to just take it off. You got to take off unforgiveness, you got to take off bitterness, you got to take off anger, you got to take off frustration. You can't take that stuff into your new year if you plan on running this thing with patience. And so the racer, he begins to take off those things that will cause him to not win the race. And you got to know that there is a prize at the end of this race.
Yes, sir.
You got to know that your suffering is not in vain. God is not allowing you to go through all the chaos and the confusion you went through in 2018 for naught. If you think all your suffering was for naught, then baby, you got the wrong thing coming. If you think all the ups and downs, the ins and outs you went through in 2018 and that God is not going to reward you, the Bible says if you suffer, you're going to reign with him. And I'm trying to tell you real quick, God's going to allow you the opportunity to reign with him. Not saying that you won't have no problems, not saying that there will not be no disappointments, but in the midst of your disappointments, in the midst of your problems, he said he's going to be right there with you. Tell your neighbor, I'm getting ready to reign now. I have suffered, I have been through, I have been down, I have almost gave up, I almost threw the towel in, I almost got out of this race, but I made up in my mind, I act like Moses, I'd rather suffer over here with God than to enjoy sin for a season. And because you did not give up, because you did not throw the towel in, because you did not throw the towel in, he's going to open up the windows of heaven and pour you out blessings that you will not have room to receive. Just nudge your neighbor one more time and say, neighbor, I'm getting ready to rain. It's been some crazy stuff in 2018, but I'm getting ready to rain. I almost lost my mind. Y'all don't want to tell a real story. I almost went crazy, but I'm still here. I'm getting ready to rain. I almost just gave up. It looked like everything that could have gone wrong ended up going wrong somehow in the midst of the race, because I kept running with patience. I didn't run it in that area of purpose. I knew why I was running. I was running to the cause of the prize of the high calling, which is in Christ Jesus, who is both the author and the finisher of my faith. Tell you they don't give up in this race.
Don't give up in this race. Preach,
Don't you give up. Don't you throw the towel in. Timothy, 1 Timothy says, for I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. And I have kept the faith. Tell you that you got to keep the faith.
You got to keep the faith.
You got to know that there's going to be a reward after this. He said in the 8th verse, he said, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness. He said, judge and forgive in that day, and I am not only, but unto all, and also them that love his appearance. 1 Timothy, the 6th verse, it says, fight the good fight of faith. He said, lay aside on to eternal life. The reason that we can't give up, the reason that we can't throw the towel in, is because we're looking forward to eternal life.
Yes, sir.
We're looking for the reason. You got to know why you fight. You got to know why you running. If you just running and you don't have a purpose, if you just running and you don't know why you're running, guess what? track in my life. And in running track in my life, I noticed something. The coach said that, and when you play sports, they always call you by your last name. They said, Smith, if you're going to win, the first thing you got to do, you got to keep your body full of fluids. You got to run fluids. Don't come out there because you're dehydrated. The other thing you need to do, young man, you got long legs. I'm going to need you to stretch. Because if you don't stretch, then you'll cramp up and you won't be able to run the race. Now, granted, I was not the best runner, but I was a great listener.
Yes, sir.
And when I made it to the track, and I saw other guys that didn't stretch, I saw other guys out there, they weren't drinking Gatorade, they were drinking some other kind of funny stuff. I already knew, I said, I'm going to at least beat them because they ain't doing nothing that the instructor have instructed us to do. If you're going to be successful in 2019, I don't care how many folks prophesy you a house and prophesy you a car. If you do not follow the instructions, you're going to lose the race. If you do not do it like the Bible said do it, you will not come out successful. If you do not do it like Psalms 1 said, Psalm 1 said, blessed is a man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of the sinner. In 2019, you can't stand in the way of the sinner, but join them like the Bible said, got to be in the law of the land. And in this law, if you're going to be successful, because I know they're going to talk about all kind of real rides, they're going to come and tell me this going to be the best year of your life, but they ain't going to be it's not going to be no great year. If you don't kill your flesh, it's not going to be a great year. If you don't follow the instructions, it's not going to be a great year. But can you nudge your neighbor and say, I'm standing on the word of God? And so there were some runners, and what they would do, because you got to run the race with patience.
Yes, sir.
What they would do, I couldn't run the 50-mile jack dash with the speed. I knew that wasn't no good for me. But I could go long distance.
Yes, sir.
I could do a mile. And what I would do, I would pace myself. There were some guys that didn't follow the instructions. And when the gun went off, they just took out. And they ran in. And you can't get discouraged because folks is running circles around you. Running fast. And they ran past me 2 or 3 times. And they kept running fast. But I was running impatient because I knew in my mind, we got 12 laps to go. And you running as hard. And the first 3 laps, you will mess up. And what I began to do, I pace myself. You can't be distracted because look like everybody else is prospering. You can't be distracted because look like everybody's getting ahead. When you run this race, and run with patience, we will give you victory. When you run this race, and keep your eyes on the prize. Not on the man to the left, not on the man to the right. But I'm looking to the hills from which coming out here. All of my help. Second Timothy 1 says, therefore, my son, it said, be strong.
Be strong.
In the grace, if you're going to run this race, you got to be strong.
Yes, sir.
That is in Jesus Christ. He said, therefore, endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. If you're going to run with patience, then you got to know how to endure some stuff.
Yes, sir.
You got to know how to be talked about and keep your mouth closed.
Yes, sir.
You got to know how to be persecuted and just remain focused. We all know folks that they started off good and then something irritated them. They say, I ain't going to do it no more. I'm just going to quit. No, when you running this race with patience and you running this race as a good soldier unto Jesus Christ, you'll say they don't talk about me, they don't lie on me, they left me for dead. But guess what? I'm going to stay in this race. I'm not checking out because you don't like me. I'm not checking out because you ain't patting me on my back. And one thing I learned, Alvin, the best cheerleader ought to be yourself. Every now and then, you ought to be your biggest cheerleader. You ought to be the one to say, yes, I'm going to make it. Yes, I'm going to be all right. Because what I learned about folks will cheer you on to death and hold on and leave you on. But you got to have something. I know I can stand. I know that you're hardship. It may be hard. 19, you got to be able to endure hardship.
Yes, sir.
You got to be able to go through something. You're not going to be able to make it if every time somebody says something to you, you get upset. You're not going to be able to make it if you're using your social media outlet to send subliminal messages.
That's right.
You're not going to be able to make it if you're sitting around here waiting on someone to tell you that you have the ability to make it.
That's right.
You got to have something on the inside
Preaching,
that tells you, I know I can make it.
Yes, sir.
You got to have something because the Bible says, greater is he that's on the inside of you than he that's in the world. And even if my mother and my father forsake me, then the Lord gonna take me up. You got to know that he has invested something on the inside of you that regardless of what the devil try to do, you can survive any storm. You can survive any test. Because he gives you the ability to stand on God's word. And if you stand on God's word, you can make it in 2018. You can make it 2019. You can make it 2020, 21, 22, 23. Don't you make it say, I'm going to make it. Don't run this race and you don't know why you running this race. When you're going through and you know you're going through, you got to tell God. You ain't being arrogant and you ain't being Lord. You got to tell God, you're going to pay me for this. I have suffered this for you because you know me. The old me would have cut up real bad, but you know me. I have kept my mouth closed. I ain't talked about nobody. I ain't being nobody. No, I just do that for you. So when I need you to do it, I don't need you to fight for me since I won't fight for myself. I don't need you to speak for me since I won't speak for myself. You got to know where you are in this race. Don't run the mindset. Because when you run with uncertainty, then you'll fight everybody. When you run with uncertainty, you'll talk about everything. But when you know that there's a call on your life, when you know that God is over your life, you just tell flesh, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to hold on. I'm just going to let the Lord. He says, stand still. Because this battle is not yours. Can y'all help me preach that name? This battle is not yours. But this battle belongs to God. You don't have to fight. God don't fight for you. God don't work for one. You got to hold your peace. You never get distracted. You never get tired in. You stay focused. You stay on it. Somebody just shout glory. Hallelujah. He said, but I keep under my body
Yes, sir.
and I bring it under subjection, lest by any means I should boast that when I have preached to others, that I have been led astray. You can't go around here thinking you're so high. You can't go around here thinking you're the only one got it together. You can't go around here thinking you're the only person saved. There's some folks out on the corner. Their car is about to sanctify right now. There's some folks that were born to preacher and they all want to church. There's some folks that were born in projects. There's some folks that were born to preach. But God got to sanctify them. But God got to fill them. But you got to. So what you got to do? Y'all sit down because y'all rushing it. You got to bring yourself. You got to bring your flesh.
Yes, sir.
Because this flesh like what it like.
Yes, sir.
The Bible says you were born into sin and shapen to iniquity.
Yes, sir.
So some of these little kids come out lying, they come out cussing, they come out stealing, they come out fighting. Nobody taught them that they were just born and conceived into sin and confusion and came out. And so what you do, you learn to live holy. You learn to live safe. And I know y'all be sitting there and talking, I want God to take this out of me. But my Bible says sanctify your own self. You got to bring your own flesh on this attention. Come on. I need God to take the taste of beer away from me.
Help us out.
I need God. You a single young lady, you ain't got no husband or boyfriend. I need God to take that desire that when I see a man, he look good to me. You a single young man, you ain't got no woman. I need God to just take that desire out that when I see that woman, she got nothing. He got all power, but there's some stuff you got to do.
Yes, sir.
Because when you get done praying, that woman still gonna look good. When you get done praying, that man still gonna look good. When you get done praying, some rock still gonna be on the shelf. When you get done praying, everything you used to like, you still don't like it. But what you do, you kill your flesh. You tell your flesh, you ain't gonna fornicate. You ain't gonna lie. You ain't gonna drink. You bring your body out of subjection to the will of God. You tell your flesh, I'm gonna say my body a living sacrifice. If you are lying, then just stop lying.
Yes, you are.
He's not going to make you stop lying.
No, he's not.
If you're a fornicator, just stop fornicating.
Yes, sir.
If you're a stealer, just stop stealing.
Stop stealing.
I'm sorry to bring you bad. No, he's just not going to do it.
No, sir.
He got bigger things to deal with
Yes,
than
sir.
your desire. But what blesses God is when the desire or the ability is still there and you just say no.
Yeah.
What blesses God is that when he knows that you right now, you got a big old house and you can bring any man in there you want to, my sister, but you're purposing in your heart, as bad as I want Billy Bob to come, I'm going to present my body to God. As bad as I would like to go on a date with this one and go on a date with that one, I'm just going to stay right here. I'm going to crucify my flesh because when you look back, what all your activity did, it got you the last time. It got you a headache, it got you a backache, it got you in this treatment. But if you wait on God, if you present your body a living sacrifice, holy unto God. So you got to run the race with patience.
You got to run the race with patience.
You can't give up. You can't throw the towel in. Galatians said 5 and 7 said, you ran well, but who hindered you that you should not obey the truth? You can't blame people for your shortcomings.
No, sir.
Yeah, there are people that stand in our way. There are people that end up getting on our nerves. But at the end of the day, your commitment to God is an individual commitment.
Yes, it is.
Your commitment to God is based upon your relationship with God.
Yes, sir.
Not the relationship your mama had with God, your daddy had with God. But you have the purpose in your heart and say, listen, I'm not going to start this race. And can I help you real quickly? And as we're saying, finishing strong, can you nudge your neighbor and say, some stuff don't even finish, just quit. Don't finish some of this stuff. Because some of the stuff you started in 2018, God was not in it. Some of the stuff you started in 2018, God was not a part of it. So you don't need to finish that. You need to just quit this. I refuse to take this into my next year. I refuse to take lying. I refuse to take unforgiveness. I refuse to take bitterness. I refuse to take this old lustful flesh. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut this stuff off. I'm going to start a whole new chapter. I'm going to you don't finish that song. You just delete this and all. I ain't going to take that with me. Because what God got for me is better than I've been holding on to. And sometimes you're holding on to stuff that you need to let go. And that means you need to hold on to that you've already let go. And you got to let it go. Bible says a little levy. When you just think I'm just gonna do a little bit. And what messes me up with people that feel like they can do a little bit, they talk about you because you're doing it all. I'm just gonna go to the club. I ain't gonna drink. I ain't gonna go home with nobody. I'm just gonna go and watch everybody else party. You gonna get the same punishment the drinker got. You gonna get the same punishment the cusser got. See, a little levy. A little levy. Levy is the whole lump. Little just messes everything.
Yes, sir.
And so what you have to do, you have to make up in your mind everything that displeases God. I'm just not going to do it.
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to make up in my mind the things that displease God. I'm just going to act as much. And can I help you? Can I help you real quick? There are some things that we really can't totally prove that is, you know, because like in the old church they said that women, if they wore pants, they were going to go to hell. I would lose the whole front row right now. Yeah, that's what they taught us. They taught us a whole lot of things that just we couldn't find in the scripture. I mean, even from praises going up to blessings coming down, that's not written. You know, they just taught us a lot of stuff. And so even though some things we cannot biblically prove, the mere fact that I think this may offend God, I'm willing not to do it.
Yes, sir.
The mere fact I think that this may not allow me to make it to heaven, I'm willing to give this up. Because anytime you got to wrestle in your spirit when you're doing something, you probably just don't need to do that. Anytime you got to get up and justify what you're doing, you probably just don't need to do it. Because one thing about the Bible, it don't need no justification. It is what it is. It's black and it's white and it's red. Whatever the word says, the word shall perform. The whole lump. Philippians 2:16 says, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice.
Yes, sir.
For I have not run in vain. And neither has my labor been in vain. No one wants to work all week long. And then at the end of the week, they said that wasn't your job. We're not going to pay you. If you're going to run this race, you need to run it and not run it in vain. What am I saying, Pastor? I'm saying that you should come to church week after week and then not obey any of the word of God. You should come to church week after week, and then the only time you read the Bible is when the preacher asks you to open the Bible. The Bible says study to show yourself approved. And so this is how life is. Whatever you love.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you love. I'm pick on Judge Moore and Brother Allen back there. Clearly, they love each other. All they do is take pictures of each other. All they do is travel everywhere. We over here, we over there. He dancing with the grandkids. He sleeps. She take pictures of the man sleep, walk, whatever. So whatever you love, it's going to be the buck of your conversation. Whatever you love, it's going to just come out of your conversation. Even when you try. And see, when you love God and you love God's word, even when you try not to talk about God, you will find yourself talking about it. When you love God and God is in your heart, when you try not to act saved, you still will act saved. See, whatever you love and whatever you have in your heart, that's what's going to come out of you. How can good and sweet come out of the same continent? How can I say I love God and I can't love you? How can I say I love God and I hate everybody else? When you love God, you're going to love God's children, because the Bible said all souls are healed. Even if they're on the street drinking, even if they're on the street lying, it to be in vain.
Yes, sir.
Paul said, brethren, I count myself not to have apprehended. But one thing that I do,
yes, sir.
I got to forget those things which are behind. See, anytime you can look back on all the stuff you used to do. Single brothers, they be married. Some of them just ain't got good sense. Man, I ain't had so many women. I had women every day. Man, you married now. Why you talking about what you used to do? You got to forget that old stuff. You gotta, see, anytime you can look back on your foolery and still smile, you ain't really looking. When you can look back on your foolery and then your heart ought to be pricked. Listen, I should have messed with all them folks. I should have done all this stuff I done. You have to make up in your mind that once you come out of darkness and to this light, there's a level of remorse that your heart should have, because the things that you did when you were the devil, God did not license those things. Yes, sir. And I'm reaching forward to those things that are before me. Verse 14, he said, I press forward toward the mark of the prize of the high calling which is in Christ Jesus. You got to press. If you're going to run this race, it ain't going to be no easy race.
No, sir.
If you're going to run this race, people are going to do everything in their power to distract you. Because one thing about when you're doing good, people always want to come against you when you're doing good.
Yes, sir.
But when you're doing crazy stuff, when you're running the street, I ain't never seen, and I was a nightclub goer, I ain't never been to the nightclub, and when I went faithful. I was a regular member. But I never went to the club, and folks started telling me, you shouldn't be here. You here every week. You ought to go home. Y'all, I got some club goers, y'all can say amen with me. I ain't never been to the club, being there, I ain't got but $4, they take $5 to get in, standing outside the door, till I'm sure give me $1 so I can get in. And I've never been in an ungodly situation, and then somebody tried to talk me out of it. But the moment you start trying to do right, the moment you start trying to get on the right path, you got every fool and their mama saying, I wouldn't be doing that. You be in church too much. I wouldn't be doing all that praying. I wouldn't be doing all that fasting. I wouldn't be reading all that Bible. But you got to tell the devil you are a liar. Because if I stay in this race. So he said, 2 Timothy, the 12th verse, he said, if you suffer, he also shall reign.
Yes, sir.
If you deny him, he also shall deny you. He said, in Amos, he said, woe unto them that are eased in Zion. Don't get over here and get relaxed.
That's right.
Because just like in that race, it's always somebody that's trying to beat you.
That's right.
It's always somebody that's trying to get that trophy. They're trying to get that necklace. And so you have to make up in your mind, even though things are going real well for me right now, I can't be easy inside because I'm in a race.
Yes, sir.
And it's somebody that's trying to replace me. And it's in every sector of life.
Yes, sir.
As much as I love the church, they're getting ready to vote for a new presiding bishop and next year. And there are already men that have stood and said, I love this bishop. He's the greatest bishop I've ever had, trying to replace him while he's still sitting in his seat. You're not going to get past somebody trying to replace. Well, I'm safe because I'm in the church. No, you won't.
That's right.
No seat is safe.
That's right.
Unless God has given you this seat.
That's right.
If God has given you this seat, I don't care how many folks come that's qualified. I don't care how many folks come with good reference and good degrees. God not going to let them get your seat. If God has placed you in that seat, they can come with more education. They can come knowing this and knowing that. But God said, I ordained you to sit in this seat. And no one else shall sit.
Preach it.
Somebody said, I shall not be removed.
Shall not be removed.
Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter, verse 11 says, the race is not given to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. And then Jesus came along later on and said, but to the one that endures. You got to have some enduring power. A lot of people started out, but they didn't finish. A lot of people checked into college. Shay's getting ready to graduate next year. She's already graduated. But many started with her. But everybody didn't graduate. That's right. Some people got in there and they put forth a good effort. But you got to get in this race and run it with passion. You got to get in this race and you got to have endurance. You can't fool yourself. You got to know it's going to be hard.
Yes, it is.
It's not going to be easy. They're going to try to distract you. They're going to try to get you off course. But I got to stay the course.
Yes, sir.
And I got to run it with patience. Oh, yes. And in a natural run, when I ran, and at some point, your body gets tired. At some point, your physical body starts burning and it starts aching. But God has designed these bodies, Brother Steve, so amazing until the closer you get to the end, it can begin to pick up speed. Yes, sir. It forgets about all the pain it had on lap number 6. Hallelujah. It forgets about all the folks that dropped out in lap number 7. And then before you know it, you pick your speed. You forgot about all the hurt, all the pain. What am I trying to tell you? We closing this year out. And we can't lie to you and say it ain't been hurtful. It's not been painful. We've had some highs and lows. But as we close out this year and this last Sunday in 2018, I want you to take your mind and for a moment forget about all your pain. And for a moment forget about all the folks that betrayed you. Forget about marriages that have failed. Forget about things that you have lost. And tell your neighbor, I'm going to finish this year. Because when I look at all the negative stuff, it's going to make me give up. It's going to make me throw the towel in. But I'm just going to keep on running. Because I see the finish line. I see the break in the day. You got to keep running. You can't give up. Jacob wrestled with an angel. And the angel said, let me go. And Jacob told the angel, I can't let you go until you bless me. I'm not giving you. Talk to the Lord. But you're too close. Tell somebody you're too close. Too close to your blessing. You're too close. Too close to your miracle. You're too close to your breakthrough. You're too close to your healing. You're too close. And we are compassed about
Yes, sir.
with these great cloud of witnesses
Yes, sir.
that can testify
Yeah.
and say he provided for me.
Yes, it is.
And we're not running a race if we don't have witnesses.
Teaching.
Abraham, I tell you, he